Today I would love to explain the 3 mistakes that I committed when I introduced myself when I was attending interviews. You know how many interviews had I attended to get my first job? I was actually attending interviews in Bangalore in the year 2000 and 2004, 2005, those years. I was actually attending my interviews. I was chasing my dreams. So I had to attend 59 interviews to get my job, to get my first job. 59 interviews. In almost all the interviews I was rejected. There were many reasons for that, and the biggest reason was I was not good at my English and I didn't have bigger qualifications too. These were the 2 reasons I was rejected in most of the interviews. Now when I look back, I can easily find out the mistakes that actually I made when I was introducing myself, and I've seen the same happening with many of my students, and that's the reason I thought of just shooting this and sharing it with you. Okay, you might be making these type of mistakes too. So when you attend interviews, the next interviews, please don't make these type of mistakes. So listen very carefully. So this was my self-introduction when I was attending interviews those days. I started like this: myself Shaiju. I'm coming from Kerala, because I was attending the interview in Bangalore. So I used the sentence myself Shaiju. I'm coming from Kerala and I have completed my studies in 2002. Okay, these were the 3 sentences. These were the first 3 sentences I used when I was giving my self-introduction. See, now I want you to just note down all these sentences. I said that myself. Okay, so I've seen many of my students using the same mistakes. Many of my students making the same mistakes that I made those days. Please don't say myself Shaiju, or if your name is Ranjit, don't say myself Ranjit. It's a very wrong usage. Normally native speakers, they don't use that. Instead they say I am Shaiju, or even I am Ranjit, or my name is. Okay, that's how you have to say. And the second sentence was I used I'm coming from Kerala. See, I was in Bangalore attending the interview and I said the sentence I'm coming from Kerala. See, when you say this sentence to someone who comes from England or whose first language is English, when you say this sentence, see, in fact, you are saying to the HR, where is your native place, right? But when you say I am coming from Kerala, that sentence does not give this meaning. Instead, native speakers use that sentence when they are traveling. So your sentence should be I come from Kerala, or you can use I am from Kerala. Don't say I'm coming from Kerala. I am from Kerala, or I come from Kerala, or you can even use I belong to Kerala. Okay, so these were the first 2 mistakes that I made. I said myself Shaiju. It should be I'm Shaiju, or my name is Shaiju. And the second sentence was what? I'm coming from Kerala. This should be I come from Kerala, or I come from Kerala, or I am from Kerala, or I belong to Kerala. And the third sentence was I said I have completed my studies in 2002. See, I have completed my studies in 2002. So when you say a sentence with when you express something which is past, with a past time expression, please don't use have and has. Instead, that sentence should be I completed my studies in 2002. Okay, so these were my first 3 sentences in my self-introduction, and these 3 were the biggest mistakes. So please don't make this type of mistakes when you are attending interviews. I have seen this happening with many of my students. And use the sentence I'm Shaiju. So use your name. And then if you are attending the interview in Gulf countries, please don't say I'm coming from India. Instead say I come from India, or I belong to India, or I'm an Indian. Okay, or I'm from India. Okay, and don't say that I've completed my BTech in 2007, or I have completed my MBBS in 2008. Please don't use that. Instead say I completed my BTech, or I completed my MBBS in 2008. If you are not using the time, it's okay. If you are not using the specific past time expression, you can simply say I have completed. Hope it's clear. Attend interviews with confidence, and grab the offer letter and share this video with all your friends and relatives who are planning to attend interviews very soon, because this video will definitely help them to attend their interviews with confidence. Thank you so much.